Over my years, what I've seen most chief diversity officers forget is to focus on the middle of the organization. But what happens in the middle of an organization? One word: everything. Who gets hired, who gets promoted, who gets mentored, who gets sponsored. Everything happens in the middle. So whether you have a scorecard that's measuring progress against initiatives in the middle, who is responsible for executing against them, having that in place and having those measurables in place, that is the fastest speed to change I think that you can create. For years and years and years, the external consultants in particular, benchmarking organizations, top companies for this, top companies for that, have created almost a fear factor kind of environment around diversity. Top 10 things not to say to an African American, things you should not say in a workplace, all these kinds of political correctness run amok. And what that's created amongst managers is a fear of critical, constructive feedback necessary to advance your career. I've seen that time and time again, where someone has been carried either because the legal department said so, that you should just move this person along so you don't have any adverse impact, whether or not the individual's ready or not. But then when you have cost containment exercises, you have to make hard decisions, then your hand is forced. And now this person who you've not told the truth about their performance for whatever reason, now you have no choice. If you've had someone in your organization for 5 years, you're not giving that critical constructive feedback, and now you're forced to, what a shock it is for that person to realize that they perhaps have not been doing the job that they thought they were. But I think that's directly connected to the way in which we have historically viewed diversity, a kind of corrective action, noble good, right thing to do, fear factoring kind of thing. When we start talking more about the things that all of us need to advance and accelerate our career. When you're successful, it's because somebody gave you the hard truth about something, places that you needed to get better. And so for a lot of people, forget about how you define yourself. If you walk away from a performance review and you didn't get advice about where you needed to get better, then, to be honest, you're not getting the full picture, and it will ultimately limit your career. The business case for diversity is not revelatory. There's nothing new about that at all. But it's also been met with a lot of obligatory head nods. So when you say we need to have a business case for diversity, and everybody head bobs you, and they agree. But I've learned over the years that I start to believe you when I see you willing to change the way that you've traditionally done things. When I see that, then I know that we've moved beyond the head bob. The second social factor is that the lines of profitability and social consciousness are intersecting. So the historical bellwethers around diversity have always been anchored, rightfully so, in social justice. Right. The history of the country, affirmative action, civil rights movements, suffrage movements, GLBT movements, all with a kind of social justice bend, cause, and leaning, and rightfully so. But now you have more and more, especially the American consumer, who says, I want to figure out what your commitment is to matters of social justice before I spend with you. We see their Walgreens around our commitment to disability. We have customers who I hear from every week who say, I won't go to any other pharmacy because of Walgreens' commitment to employing people with disabilities, though they don't have a disability. They're not taking care of a child who has a disability. It's just their way of saying, I want to make sure that how I'm spending my dollar is contributing in some meaningful way to changing and advancing the social fabric of the country, which is more necessary or as necessary now, not more so than it's ever been.